Hello, and welcome back to the We Don't Wanna podcast. This is the show where two certified dipshits make uncertified takes about your favorite series. We are your hosts. I am Zach, and joining me as always, he's been a little busy making the 8. It's Scotty Westside.
Trying to make the 8, to be fair. Trying, you know. You got to get that girl in the Riverlands is real tough. That Riverlands
Ever elusive,
it's
dude.
the one that gets me every time is the Riverlands girl.
It's the what's that wow, this is an obscure reference. I think it's in Hot Tub Time Machine. They call him the Great White Buffalo.
Oh,
Like the one that got away.
I think I've seen that movie once, like 10 years ago. So sure, yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely.
But you have to whisper it. It's like it's the Great White Buffalo. The Great White.
yeah,
Buffalo.
we're going back to our ASMR episode that we did that
No,
one time.
no. Well, maybe sometime, but not this episode.
Maybe. Who could say?
Who could say?
Indeed. How are you doing today, pal?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah?
I'm excited to talk about some fucking Game of Thrones, dude. These are some good episodes.
You can't say episodes. No one's supposed to know that we record multiple episodes at a time. This is
shit.
a one-time
Start
thing.
over.
We have not started
Cut
over.
that.
Cut that. Go back up.
Hold on, wait. Hey, producer, cut that.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll just leave
producer.
that out.
Yeah, wait, that's me. Shit. I don't know how to do that.
You don't do any editing. Fuck off.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, not anymore. I passed on all that job to you. Yeah, I am also.
How did I end up with that end of the deal?
Listen, I did it long enough. My term was up. My contract was fulfilled. I
Yeah.
think.
You know, it is kind of crazy to think about how much time you spent every week in
was
some
too
way,
much,
shape, or form
really.
doing the podcast. Whether it was reading and taking notes, us actually recording because those were like 2-hour-long episodes, and you did a lot of the editing. Yeah, dude, I don't understand.
Well, it all comes back to my, just true undying love for Harry Potter. I think it was the only thing that got me through it.
Oh my god, how are you doing, man? How's your week been?
I'm doing good. My week has been solid. I am also excited to talk Game of Thrones.
Solid?
I did say solid. Just hanging out. I finally beat that there Elden Ring. That game was long.
Ooh, by the time people are listening to this, they're gonna be like, "Dude, I beat that 3 months ago."
No, because that game is insanely long, and
Okay.
at the end, I just kind of was like, okay, I got to get this over with. But it doesn't matter; it's done. Solid
ripped the Band-Aid
game,
off?
yes. George, Game of Thrones related. George R.R. Martin wrote a lot of that lore for that game.
Oh,
so
how about that?
there's
We
your
planned that.
tie-in. I definitely planned that.
How does Hot Tub Time Machine tie in?
Hot Tub Time Machine was written by a secondary producer.
Let's
on
play
the
6
third
degrees
unit
of Kevin Bacon.
episode 7 of season 4 of Game of Thrones.
Don't fact
Don't
check.
fact check that. It's really difficult, but I did the research. You're gonna have to trust me here. I did the research. I knew Zach was gonna talk about Hot Tub Time Machine. What you guys don't know is that Zach talks about Hot Tub Time Machine endlessly. Just like
Yeah, Scott can count on
he
it.
won't shut up about Hot Tub Time Machine.
Jesus, man. Anyway,
Oh boy.
holy shit.
What episode are we on here? It's not on the screen, so it is on the screen. It's episode 6, A Golden Crown.
I feel like such a missed opportunity. The name of the episode should be A Crown for a King.
Because that's the exact line he says.
That's literally what he says. It's so good.
It
too.
is pretty good. I have a bit of a hot take about this. I don't know if it's a hot take.
Wait, hold on. Hot as in
Hot
molten,
as in molten
fucking
gold.
metal
hot.
gold.
This is way more Luke. This is like a lukewarm take, if I'm being honest. This episode has its moments. Overall, definitely
It's
not
whatever.
my favorite from season 1. It's kind of whatever.
Yeah, that's probably fair. There's a lot to love about season 1 as a whole
yes.
and individual episodes, and I think that I think when you put this next to any of the other episodes, you're probably right. This is probably a little
I
soft,
think this is one of those.
a little flaccid.
Yeah, just a little bit flaccid. I think Game of Thrones definitely gets into this pattern where like these kind of mid-season episodes where they're not really ramping up to the end quite yet, and they're not really like introducing new stuff yet. It's like this weird middle
Right.
ground that I feel happens in almost every season where it's like
episode 5, 6.
Yeah.
Like, it's either 5, 6, or 7. It's
somewhere
usually one or two.
yeah,
of those
somewhere in that
episodes.
vicinity where I'm just kind of like, this episode's kind of meh. But at the same time, like I'm looking over my notes and I'm like, some cool stuff definitely does still happen. So
Yeah, definitely.
we will get into it. Was there anything else we needed to hit here? Or do you want to jump us into the recap, boyo?
Yeah, if you guys couldn't tell, we're back talking Game of Thrones episode 6 because Scott just said that. But if you are just now finding us, there are 5 episodes before this one that you probably should have seen and or listened to. So go back and listen to those. Follow on the journey of Game of Thrones. And
coming soon, our full breakdown of Hot Tub Time Machine and what it means for today's youth.
And I feel like I always say this towards the end of the show, but if you're just now finding us on YouTube, and you have not been following along the podcast, there are, shit, man, have we hit 100 episodes?
We're close.
We're real close. There's a lot of episodes of shit for you guys to listen to. You can hit us up on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts or really wherever you like to listen to podcasts. We'll make sure to put the link in that description below, where we go over Harry Potter, we go over One Piece, we talk about Lord of the Rings, we talk about movies, we talk about each other's dicks. It's a good time.
Too much of that, really.
Maybe a little too much of that,
just a smidge, just a hair.
So, I think without further ado, I think we should give you guys the
quick and dirty,
the hard and fast.
Oh, better, even better. We went two different, but at the same time, same directions.
All right. This is episode 6, A Golden Crown. Ned wakes up from his little knee being destroyed nap.
I love those.
Yep. And has a friendly chat with Bobby B and Cersei. Bobby B commands Ned to make peace with the Lannisters and to resume his duty as Hand of the King. Or he swears he'll make Jaime his hand. Good scene. Across the Narrow Sea, Dany puts her dragon egg in fire, because foreshadowing, and does not get burnt when she takes it out. She then goes through a Dothraki ritual where she has to eat a whole horse heart. Been there, done that. The Dothraki people... The Dothraki people seem to love her, and it's determined that her son will be, quote, the stallion who mounts my asshole, named
boy.
Rhaego.
Oh, boy.
Viserys is threatened by this and decides to steal the dragon eggs, but is stopped by Jorah. Bran has a dream about the three-eyed crow in the crypts again, then goes for a joyride in his new special saddle. His new whip, if you will. He runs into some wildlings who are fleeing south that try to rob him, but rob. They try to rob him, but rob. Jesus, fuck.
That sentence is something else.
Yeah. Did you write this? Who wrote
I
this?
don't know. Who could say? I definitely didn't write that stallion who mounts my asshole joke. That wasn't in the script.
That's in the script. Check the tape.
Check it again. Check it again.
But Rob, his big brother, and Theon kill them all except for one who is Nymphadora Tonks.
True, actually.
After several unsuccessful attempts, Tyrion manages to bribe the jailer, Mord, to be taken before Lysa. Mord! Before Lysa to confess his crimes. After a very funny bit where he confesses to a bunch of other things, but proclaims his innocence to what they accuse him of, he demands a trial by combat, and Bronn steps forward to be his champion.
We pick up back in the south where we're hunting Bobby B, Renly, Sir Barristan, and Bobby B's squire, Lancel Lannister, have a great little chat while hunting. Laughs are had. And Bobby B is drinking quite a lot. While sitting court, uh, since Bobby B is out hunting, Ned sentences the Mountain, remember that's the Hound's brother, to death for his crimes of destroying villages in the Riverlands. He commands Lord Beric Dondarrion to go and bring him to justice, and he also commands that Tywin Lannister must come to court to answer for his bannerman's crimes or also be branded a traitor to the crown. Meanwhile,
Savage.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back in the Vale, Bronn pretty easily handles the trial by combat and dispatches Lysa's champion, freeing Tyrion. Tyrion tosses his purse to Old Mord as he leaves, saying a Lannister always pays his debts. Sansa has decided she's not been insufferable enough lately, and she is very rude to her septa, which is just very uncalled for.
It's the most like middle school, early high school mean ever. It's so funny to see it in this setting.
Old Joffy boy comes in, gives her gifts, and they kiss and make up. Ned tells Sansa and Arya that he's sending them back to Winterfell. Sansa obviously not happy about this because she just made up with her boy toy.
Boy toy.
Ned finally realizes that the Cersei's children were not fathered by Bobby B, but they are in fact Jaime's bastards. Ned the Super Sleuth strikes again. Theon is sad that his favorite lady of the night is leaving for King's Landing in a very important scene. That's all I have to say about that. Back in Vaes Dothrak, Viserys drunkenly comes into the feast that they are having and demands that Khal Drogo give him the crown that he bargained for, or he'll take his sister back and kill her unborn baby. Drogo agrees to give him a crown. And then, true to his word, he just straight up pours molten gold all over his head, and Viserys clunks over dead. There's a real good clunks. There's a real good clunking sound effect when he hits the ground that I love so much.
You sounded kind of like Shaggy.
Clunks, Scooby.
Clunks.
Dany says that he was no true dragon. She's completely unmoved by her brother's death. She says that fire cannot kill a dragon, and that is how the episode ends. Yeah, like I said, some decent, cool stuff happens in this episode, but then we also get Theon being sad that his favorite lady of the night is leaving for King's Landing scenes, and I'm just like, what?
Wait, that's not the highlight of the episode to you?
Shocking, I know, that's Zach's favorite scene for sure.
Dude, I love Roz, man.
Let's
go, Roz.
Love Roz. One that we didn't really call out here, but a scene that does happen that I do want to talk about that I love is Arya and Syrio. This scene is really fantastic, and it really starts to show us a common theme for Arya where she learns and is kind of molded by the people that she spends a lot of time with and kind of looks up to. This happens a lot throughout the series.
Which is cool because, I mean, that's true for anybody, but we get to see it happen over and over again with Arya, so it feels like we're a part of her journey and growth, which I think is great.
Yeah, obviously this is the scene where, you know, we get the famous, very famous line where Syrio tells her that there's only one God, the God of death, and there's only one thing we say to him, not today. And
how many people do you think have that tattooed?
Probably more than there should be, but it is a great line, and it's just it's made more great just by the fact that it comes from Syrio, and he is giving Arya like legit very good like lessons for her, where he's like, you're with your trouble, like if you're with your trouble when a fight comes, you're gonna die, and that will serve her very well, you know, through the series.
And to complete his role as a good mentor, he helps her identify that like that stuff needs to be put aside at certain
Right.
times. And once she's able to do that, he's like, all right, let's talk
Yeah.
about it. And gives her the, I guess, the more emotional conversation or connection that she probably needs.
Yeah, because
it's great. It's a good
he
scene.
says, he's like, you are worried for your father. That is good. But, you can't be thinking about letting these things basically affect you in a way where it could get you killed in some situations.
Yeah.
So
It's also another great showing of just like how incredibly talented Maisie Williams was even at such a young age. I mean, she has some phenomenal scenes throughout the entire series, which I'm sure we're going to talk about when we get to them. But even just in this season, there's been several, and you see moments like this, and it's like there's times where like even Sansa, Sophie Turner, and I come to love her as well, but like it's sometimes it's hard. Like she'll take me out of the scene. Like sometimes with her acting, and she's several years older than Maisie. So it's just impressive. It's cool to see.
Maisie just seems a lot more natural, like with a wider emotional range. Like she's very like sad and kind of, you can tell, like afraid in this scene. And then later, like there's a great line I love where where Sansa is basically like, no, you can't send me back. I'm going to marry Joffrey and I'll give him, beautiful babies and all this. And Arya just goes, 7 hells. And it's just, dude, it's so funny. I love her to death. She's so great. That's a scene I really, really did love in this episode.
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to point out that I, as a show watcher, first, because I watched, so I've read the first 3 books. I haven't read 4 and 5, but I didn't read those until after watching, I think, the first 6 seasons, maybe 5.
Wow.
Either way, so one of the things watching this the first time, there's several mentions of Jaime fleeing King's Landing after the altercation with Ned,
right?
Which I've just always been like confused by that. Like this dude rode up with his fucking guard and was like, "Yo, I got a big ass dick. I'm a fuck you." Like he was gonna kill him.
Yeah.
It sounds like his intention was to kill him.
Well, I think he knew if he was gonna kill him, he would have to flee from King's Landing, because that's the hand of the king. That's Robert's boy, and Robert is the king. So Robert would not have let that fly, even though we see from Robert in this opening scene between him, Ned, and Cersei,
great dynamic,
which is
by the
great.
way.
He is like, dude, I don't care what they fucking did to your men or to your knee, you have to make peace with them. Like, I am in so much debt to her damn father, to Tywin Lannister. Like, I cannot rule this kingdom with the Starks and the Lannisters basically fighting. So there would have had to have been, if he had killed Ned, like, definitely Robert would have done more than he does here, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
So anyway,
it is what it is, dude. Let's since we're talking about that first scene,
it's very good.
Holy smokes, man. I have a very, very sharp line from our girl Cersei. I should wear the armor and you the gown.
Good.
God damn, dude. Just savage. Yeah. She's ruthless.
She is savage and ruthless, and this, of course, is where Robert hits her. Not cool, first of all.
Not cool.
But, like, man, the dynamic in this scene is so good, because, like, you can tell, like, as soon as, like, she leaves after this happens, like, he regrets it. Like, it's not good, obviously bad, but he's like, man, I shouldn't have done that, but, like, you see what she does to me. He's like, this is like the match Jon Arryn made for me. I never loved her, blah, blah, blah.
Right. It's like the typical like frat boy like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, but like she fucking deserved it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, am I fucking right?
Yeah.
You saw that, right?
You saw that, bro. Come on. But yeah, it's just we're seeing more. We've been seeing it throughout the season, of course, but it's Bobby B is like so just laying it out here for us where he's like, listen, I'm the king, but I'm also kind of in a rough spot where Tywin Lannister kind of owns my ass, so I'm gonna need you to just kiss and make up with your mortal enemies over there, because can't be having that. Can't be having that. Oh, also, this seems like a good time for me to go off and go hunting. God bless you, Bobby B. I love you, but you are a real damn fool sometimes. Which, speaking of the hunting scene, why don't we talk about that here real quick? Dude, is it safe to say that out of all of our favorite Bobby B lines, this is the one we quote the most?
I feel like this one and probably your mother was a dumb whore with a fat ass.
Yeah, that one we do say a lot too. But
your mother was a dumb whore with a fat ass.
Of course, we were talking about the one we opened the scene with, the making the 8. The way he asks it, and specifically the person he asks it to, which is Barristan Selmy, who's like the most buttoned down, like honorable, not gonna go out and bang a bunch of whores dude ever. And he's like, you ever made the 8, Barristan? And just Selmy's just very calm. Can't say I have, your grace. It's so good. And the beautiful thing about this line is that you could really tailor it to like anything you want, and we do. Where anytime you want to ask your friends, like, you ever done this, Barristan? It's very fun. I love this scene.
Just you guys should all just maybe look up a list of Bobby B lines and just start incorporating them in your daily life.
Definitely should. We haven't talked about them enough. You need to go look them up on your own as well.
Yeah, I think we're going full send and using Bobby B line every chance we can.
Every freaking chance. Good for Renly for kind of standing up to his bro. Also,
yeah,
Bobby B definitely, like we said, can be a damn fool, and I appreciate that Renly does kind of stand up to him here, but it's just it's mainly it's a scene that has some good funny lines. Also, the other one I love is just when the back and forth between him and Selmy, where he keeps like throwing these questions out there, and Selmy just has to be like, yeah, okay. He's like, with simpler times, wasn't it simpler, Selmy? It was, your grace. Exhilarating, yes. It's just like, they keep going back and forth, and it's so funny. But there's big, originally for this episode, this makes me think of this. We were going to do, for our count this episode, we were going to do how many times. This is a big kind of foreshadowing episode. And we were going to talk about, how much foreshadowing, how many times there's foreshadowing in this episode. And at the end, we kind of decided to scrap that. We're not going to really do a count this episode, because at some point there's like so much, and also there's just like a blurring of lines. It's like, well, what is like long-term foreshadowing and what is just basic story structure setup?
Right.
Because like here you could be like, oh, Bobby B, he's doing a lot of drinking while hunting. That seems like a bad deal.
Right.
And it's
and especially with a show like this, that I feel like, especially at this time during the show, it's just so efficient and intentional. Yeah. That, I mean, you could misconstrue literally everything for foreshadowing.
And and I think that's, this...
Even Theon saying bye to her.
You could. There would be find a way. Yeah, you could find a way. But yeah, this seems just like a funny scene where Bobby B is just being an asshole. But, seeing him get drunk while hunting will be important for sure.
What?
Yeah. We can't talk about the next episode yet, even though we've watched it.
Oh, right. We haven't seen it.
That's haven't seen it yet. I've never seen it.
Blink twice if you're being held hostage.
Keep the eyes open. Keep him open.
Fuck, dude. Okay, so a couple things. I love that this is the first time that we see Jorah kind of show his bulge, if you will.
Sure.
Um,
I will. I always will.
yeah, him just kind of like stepping up to. I mean, not that Viserys is like somebody that's like, oh, you shouldn't step up to him because he's a little bitch, obviously. But Jorah just like cool, calm, collected. I'm in control.
Yeah.
Like I have a way bigger dick than
the line that I love from him is when Viserys says, "Does loyalty mean nothing to you?" And he just with like so much passion, he's like, "It means everything to me."
Right.
And
yet here you stand,
yes,
and yet here
and
I stand.
Here I stand. It's a very good exchange. I do love that he, he's just like, you can go, but the eggs stay. Like, he's like, yeah, man, maybe at one time what was hers is yours, but no longer, bro. I'm not gonna let you take the eggs. It is,
yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because it is a good, we see him really standing his ground, and also like there were bits and pieces of this before, but he is truly becoming Dany's man, and like basically, I mean, he's pretty much abandoned Viserys almost at this point.
Right. And I feel like I mean, if you've listened to the last episodes, it's no secret that neither Scott or I are very big fans of Daenerys. Scott definitely more so, but I also have major problems with her as a whole. But this is her best season.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, this is she's great in it. Like, acting is actually pretty good. Decision making, her growth, it's great.
Well, up until a point. We'll get there, though.
Well,
we'll get there. Maybe this season to this point.
But I feel like I will constantly just kind of overlook a lot of the things that happen in Essos because I'm kind of uninterested in Daenerys, but there's so many cool things around her that I just kind of brush aside, and Jorah is one of them.
And it seems so far away from our main story, but I mean, it's going to converge. Spoiler: these stories are going to converge at some point. There's a reason we're spending all this time across the Narrow Sea, learning about Daenerys and Jorah and all this stuff. And I know what you mean. It can seem like, oh, whatever, just get back to the Seven Kingdoms, show me the cool stuff there.
Right.
The stuff is important, and you do get some good scenes, especially when Drogo pours molten gold all over that dipshit's head, because that's real cool.
Jason Momoa can pour anything all over my head.
Oh, boy.
Heyo.
Hey,
I do have a question, though. Yeah. So, have you ever flogged the one-eye snake?
I've made the bald man cry in my day a few times. Skin my sausage, if you know what I mean.
Dude, that scene is so good. It's classic.
It's so
bro.
funny.
It's
I think my favorite, even more so than that bit, is when he's just like, it's such a dumb prank. He's like, I stuffed my uncle's boots with goat shit. I blamed a squire. No, like, then he's like, when confronted with my crimes, I blamed a squire, and the boy was flogged. And it's just like, damn, dude. It's just so good because Tyrion is honestly playing Lysa like a fiddle, and she has no clue what's going on. Like Kat, you can tell she's kind of catching on to what's happening.
Kat starts to look like uneasy, like we're getting worked right now.
They are all getting worked so hard, and Tyrion is the master puppeteer here. It's so funny. It's such a funny scene when he does that.
Yeah, there's been several times throughout the season so far that's like that if you weren't a fan when episode 1, like when watching episode 1, because it's easy to hate Tyrion in episode 1.
I think so.
He just seems like corny.
Okay, I can see that. I do hate this introduction scene a lot.
Yeah, his introduction is fucking awful.
It's real bad.
But like, if you don't fucking love this guy
Yeah.
after this scene, like there is something legitimately the matter with you.
Also, if you don't love a certain man by the name of Braun, there's definitely something super wrong
Oh my
with you.
god, dude.
He is such a badass dude. Like, he works that poor dude so bad. I love the way when they're like, getting geared up for the battle, the dude offers him the shield, and Braun's just like,
And he's like,
I'm good. Yeah. It's just like,
almost like, yo, yeah, get that away.
there's like a little contempt to it, like, okay, I'm fine. And he just wears that dude out, like literally and figuratively. He just wears him out. And
Sir Vardis, that guy looks
Vardis
like
Egan.
he just does not want to be there, dude.
Not towards the end. No, not when.
No, I mean, I don't even like it. I just feel like that guy the whole time. Like he's like the person that you see. Sorry if you work for the state or for the government, but like when you go to like
Calling
the
out
county
government
clerk
here?
or like the fucking DMV, it's like the person that's
You
like
get that vibe?
at the counter and they're just like they hate their life.
Yeah.
Like even when they show up to the Vale in last episode,
Oh, yeah.
like he's just like,
He doesn't look like a prisoner, my lady.
what do you do? Why are you showing
Yeah,
here unannounced?
Unannounced. He is kind of a
Like,
dick.
dude, this is fucking Catelyn Stark, bro. Suck a dick.
Yeah. It's
Dude hates his life.
maybe Braun put him out of his misery. If he was that.
Yeah, maybe, dude.
But of course, then we get the classic line, Braun being such a badass, where Lyse is like, "You do not fight with honor," and Braun's just like, "No, he did, and now he's dead."
Did.
Braun's so cool. I love him to death.
Definitely.
You mentioned the Daenerys thing and how like
Okay.
the gag is to say something nice about her. I realized this episode, I was like, boy, for this first season, what would have been a way tougher task is to say something nice about Theon. Because I am realizing more and more that I can't fucking stand that dude. He sucks.
Yeah.
Why does he exist?
Maybe we'll have to have Amanda on the pod and have you guys
to defend Theon.
go at it.
Yes, for everyone out there, Zach's wife, Amanda, big Theon lover. Like straight up lover, right? Like she's in love with Alfie Allen, the actor.
I don't actually think so in that way. No, she just really likes his character.
Oh, okay, fair enough. She's in love with Kylo Ren though. Big time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Adam
So
Driver.
like, dude, the weirdest people. Adam Driver.
I like Adam Driver though. He's pretty dreamy.
I mean, yeah. Benjen Stark.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but I'll allow it. Theon.
Yeah. Not that any baseball fans are listening and also know the face of Charlie Morton, but like that guy, just a fucking dad looking guy, like a normal dad dude.
Normal dad dude. She's a big.
Yeah,
fan.
dude.
I have a very important question for you, Zach. I don't think we can go
Okay.
any farther before I get this out of the way.
Okay.
Would you rather eat a horse's heart or a bear's balls, which Yoren talked about in a previous episode?
I would eat a bear's balls.
I think I would too.
Yeah, I mean Rocky Mountain
Mountain oysters are already a thing. I've never had them. That's cow balls or steer, whatever they are.
Bull's testicles.
Whatever they are. That horse heart just seems real nasty. I think I would shockingly go with bear's balls if I was forced to.
Yeah,
eat
no,
one
I don't
too.
think that's shocking at
You don't
all,
think so?
especially because she's eating it raw.
Well,
dude.
yeah, let's assume that these are prepared in the best possible way.
Yeah,
With
probably go with the balls.
some kind of French sauce, some kind of nice French sauce.
Oh, you gotta get that
Gotta
French
get
sauce
that
on
French
those balls,
sauce
dude.
on those balls. You still go with the bear's balls?
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah, definitely.
It's all about-
so
it's all
in
about
this
those
in this
bear's balls.
episode, when Danny or Amelia Clark is doing that scene, it's a giant gummy bear.
Is it
you know
really?
Yeah,
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
yeah, it is a giant gummy bear, like slathered, and it still grossed her the fuck out. Like she gagged the whole
Well,
way
I
through.
bet that thing's like fucking probably weighs 10 pounds if it's made of gummy.
like a fucking 4.5-pound gummy
Dude,
bear.
that thing is enormous.
Yeah, bro.
Also, just speaking of that scene, Drogo is so damn cool. I love that dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's just the coolest. He's so
Yep.
cool. That's all I have to
Yeah.
say.
Drogo fucks, man.
He's rad as hell.
So on a more sour note, I feel like this is becoming a trend. Dude, Littlefinger, man, I want to strangle this motherfucker.
Okay.
Like,
I have to say, the little inputs that Ned gets from his little left and right hands.
that's what I'm gonna bring up. Yes.
Littlefinger and Pycelle is so funny. It's so funny.
It is very funny,
Yeah.
but like,
Isn't that your wife's house, my lord? Huh?
it's dude, shut the fuck up, dude. Dude, you fucking know it is, bro.
The sigil, the fish, the sigil of House Tully. Do you have any idea why
What
the Lannisters could be mad at your wife, my lord?
And what's even funnier is it's not even that like you're like he's just like a fish, the sigil of House Tully. Isn't that your wife's house, my lord?
Dude,
It's so bad,
his
dude.
delivery is so bizarre, and I am fascinated by it. I am truly fascinated by the way he delivers lines, dude.
It's so uncomfortable.
This is a prime
dude.
example. It's so. Can you think of any reason why the Lannisters would be mad at you? And Ned's just sitting there with these two fucking idiots on either side of him, like Pycelle and Littlefinger, giving him all these little dumbass inputs, and you can tell the dude just does not want to be there. He's like, my fucking knee hurts.
Yeah.
This
Yep.
chair sucks ass. I'm all sweaty. This just sucks. And he kind of makes a bold, probably very dumb move. Littlefinger even tells him, like, is it wise to yank the lion's tail? And, you know, they have that exchange where Littlefinger is like, gold wins wars, not soldiers.
Right.
And Ned comes back with, well, then how come Robert is king and not Tywin Lannister? And at this point, I'm like, Ned, you dipshit. Robert literally just told you this morning how he's half a kingdom in debt to Tywin and what a terrible position that puts him in. I'm like, God damn it, Ned. Like, what are you doing, my dude? He just talked to you about this.
Yeah, Ned is insightful in so many ways and just so out of the loop in so many other.
Yeah.
Like, this dude just does not connect it.
Being the hand of the king, being in King's Landing, this nest of vipers that it is, this, you know, backstabbing and I think Robert actually has a line about this, doesn't he, where he's like, it's all backstabbing and money gribbing and slicking or something along those lines.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is just,
I think that's it verbatim.
might
Scott.
be. I subconsciously can just bring out Bobby B on command. But it's like, that is just not Ned's element. You know, when he's in the north and he's can dole out his northern justice and do that, you know, he's King Cool Dick up there, but he is out of his element here in King's Landing, and I feel like this scene shows it, you know, blatantly.
Yeah. Also, shouts out to my to the unsung hero, R.I.P. my guy, David Michael Scott, the actor to first play Beric Dondarrion for 20 seconds and then never fucking appear in Game of Thrones ever again.
The soon to be recast Beric Dondarrion.
And his only performance was
he gives like a nod. Yes. Does he say any lines whatsoever? Doesn't he say "Yes, my lord" or something like that?
Maybe, yes, yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah.
What a guy.
Dude,
what a guy.
Shouts to the original Beric Dondarrion, the first of several recastings.
Dude, the second Beric Dondarrion is so good, though.
He's very good. Oh, we'll get to him eventually.
Oh, we'll get to him.
Go ahead.
Let's see here. Oh, I just had a little joke that I told to myself. I don't know.
Oh no, I can't
don't know
wait.
that.
I can't wait to hear this.
It's not even like it's not a punchline joke. It's just like a little haha.
Okay.
Haha. Sansa and Joff have their conversation, and I just wrote down, "I'll never disrespect you again. I'll never be rude to you again." So yeah, that was a lie.
So that was a fucking lie. Dude, why is she such a dick to her Septa? It is so
Bro.
high school. Oh wait, I don't care. It's just
Oh, I've just remembered that I don't
she's
care,
such a dick.
bro.
It's kind of funny though. I guess they were just like, Sansa's not getting enough screen time. Why don't we give her a scene where she insults,
Little snarky ass.
snarky ass. One more thing I forgot to call out earlier when we were talking about the Arya Syrio scene is I love this line from Syrio where he says, "Trouble is the perfect time for training. When you are dancing in the meadows with your dolls and your kittens. This is not when fighting happens." And Arya is just so offended by this because she's like, "I don't like dolls and kittens." And it's a very, very good line. I love Syrio to death.
On the note of Arya, when Ned is talking with Arya and Sansa, I mean, you kind of brought this up earlier, but like specifically just like Sansa going off about having babies and everything like that, and I think so. She says 7 hells and on a different part, and then Sansa says something else, and Arya like chuckles, and there's a quick look that Ned gives Arya, like, dude, you fucking hear this bitch? Like, get a load of this fucking idiot.
Get a load of my other daughter. Can you believe it,
dude? And they share this very quick, like, dude, what is this fucking girl's problem, dude? It's so funny.
I'm glad that you bring that up because we talked in one of the earlier episodes where Ned and Arya have that scene where he lets her keep Needle, basically.
Right.
And it's expressed more in the books, but like Arya is very much like Ned. He's much more like she is much more like her father, whereas Sansa is much more like Cat. And it's just I appreciate any time we get kind of those scenes between the two of them where we see how Arya is like just kind of this tomboy, or she doesn't want to be playing with dolls and kittens and be a lady and all this stuff. She just wants to like learn how to do swords and be a knight. And I just think it's cool how much she takes after her dad in that way. And I think Ned at some point even calls out the fact is that, or he thinks to himself maybe in the books, is that Arya reminds him a lot of his sister Lyanna Stark, who is a lot the same way. So I just think it's cool little continuation there.
Yeah, definitely. Maisie always being fucking great on screen. Love her to death. I didn't really have too much more about the episode. I mean, there's not an overwhelming amount of stuff that happens that is like we have to talk about this.
Sure.
It's an all right episode. I am realizing more and more how much I dislike Littlefinger. Or the guy that plays Littlefinger. Maybe not Littlefinger. I actually think Littlefinger's pretty cool. But
you're hating more and more Littlefinger, while I'm like just like, I can't stand Theon. Why does Theon exist?
Yeah.
Oh, he's the worst. Also, I'm just fascinated by I should know that actor's name. His line delivery fascinates me.
What is his name?
Yeah, I think maybe while you're looking that up, are we ready to transition to our final segment here, buddy?
Aidan Gillen.
Yeah, that is correct.
Should have known that.
Should have known that. Let's jump into, because I didn't really have anything else either. Let's jump into Who Be Thronin'.
Who be thronin'?
I don't know why I started with Star Wars music there. This is our weekly segment where we rank the top 5 of Who Be Thronin'. It is a running list. This is where we last left off at the end of episode 5. King Bobby B retained his #1 streak. Queen Cersei had moved up to second place. We had some schemers on the list. Episode 5 was a big scheming episode. Varys came in at number 3. Your fucking dude, Littlefinger, jumped up at number 4, and Jaime Lannister slid in at number 5.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah. I feel like we're gonna have some big shakeups here.
I think so too, but I was giving this a lot of thought while watching the episode
Mhm.
and while we've been talking about this. I don't know how I personally want to rank this, like, position, cool things. Like this week specifically is tough.
Yes. Are you
for
referring
that,
to like
because-
Bobby?
Well, yes. I'm also referring to Braun.
I think Braun has to make the list personally.
Okay. Well. Okay.
Let me find Braun here. Another person I think has to make the list. I feel like this one's easy is Tyrion. Tyrion gets a big win this episode, and he's also
Yeah, he really
very
does.
good. I think did Varys do anything in this episode? Varys can come off.
Yeah.
I love you, Varys, but you can come off. Where are you, Varys? I am already regretting how I moved my mic. There we go.
Oh, it's in the way. It's in the way of your
I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute fool. Littlefinger has his amazing line deliveries, but I think he can come off as
Dude,
well.
Scott.
Shut the fuck up. I hate you. We need to get. Who else are you thinking?
So, wait, are you looking for
I'm
Braun?
looking for Braun. I think I have a picture. Did I get
Okay.
a picture of Braun?
If you don't, this is a perfect time for me to talk about it.
Either way, it's a perfect time.
Hey, did you guys know that you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram? Just a giant fucking picture
I
of Braun.
think that's the biggest one I've found yet.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's all falling apart on me, Zach.
Dude.
It's all. Oh my.
Oh
Lord,
my
what
God,
just
Scott.
happened? It's all
Guys, OBS. It's a gem.
It's fine. I know exactly what I'm doing. This is all fine. I really should have cropped this picture. That's
Dude,
Braun.
holy hell.
Hold on.
All right. Did you guys know you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, and we have a Discord? You can hit all that information up at We Don't Wanna Pod. You'll have some links in the description for all that. Keep up with us. Keep up with the shenanigans. Keep up with the community, or be a part of the community, and intermingle, touch tips, give each other wet willies, all that good stuff. And that'd be tight if you did that. Also, if you're new here, consider subscribing. And have to remember the YouTube stuff. Wait, why is there another picture of Braun?
I knew I had a cropped one. I grabbed the wrong one, okay? I was like, I swear I cropped this. I was kind of sort of prepared. There we go. There's my boy Braun.
The YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe.
For more great
follow
content like
us.
this.
Holy hell. Yeah, if you guys are wanting more high quality, ultra produced,
Yeah.
state of the art, what other podcast has interactive backgrounds
Exactly.
and movement?
None, literally
and,
none.
Dude,
I can't think of a single
you can't
one.
get this shit
can't get
anywhere
it.
else.
Tyrion has to go on the list. Did Jaime do anything this episode? No, Jaime wasn't even in this
No,
episode.
he fled.
Yeah. Okay. Jaime comes off. Braun and Tyrion have to make the list. I feel like. At
Yes.
somewhere.
So I'm struggling with a couple things.
Okay. Hit me.
I feel like there is a case for Ned. Hold on, wait. Listen to me
He figures that
for
he
a
does
second.
his super sleuthing. He figures that out.
We're talking about this episode.
Yeah. No, I know.
He swings a dick. He swings a big dick in this episode.
He does.
And
I think
for this episode alone, I feel like it's a pretty big move.
I think Cersei might come off. Like, she has that good line about the gown, but she doesn't do much else.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Man, I kind of feel like Robert's gonna come down, like get knocked down a couple pegs.
Who would go above him though? Like, he's still the king. He still has amazing lines. I feel I almost should dock him for smacking his wife.
Right. Yeah.
Man, who
this week is
this
week's
tough.
This week is tough. Okay,
almost
so we have
wanna
Braun, we got
say-
Tyrion.
Oh, you know who got a sick new crown? Viserys. He should go on the list.
Yeah.
Dude got a
Yeah,
sick
definitely.
crown that he wanted.
Oh, okay. Hold on, wait.
Drogo.
Dude, our hatred of Daenerys is
No,
showing. Danny belongs on
Thought
the
of
list this
her.
week.
I think Drogo before her.
Dude, think about how much like respect and love she's gotten from.
Okay, that's true. Yeah,
From the Khalasar.
She does that little, ceremony and does all that. Daenerys, where are you? That's Nymeria.
Hey, did you guys know you could follow us on Twitter?
There she is. There she is.
There she
Hello,
blows.
Daenerys. Okay, we have 4. Who's our 5th?
Okay. We didn't get any Night's Watch in this one, huh? No.
No, we did not. Oh, you wanted Ned. You still want Ned?
I think he belongs up
Okay,
there. Yeah.
with these 5, maybe Bobby V doesn't come down. Because who would take his place? Who outshined him?
I agree with that. I actually do agree with that.
I think Tyrion
I
might be the
have to
closest.
say, as much as I love Braun, I think he's gonna be last.
I'll shake for that. I don't like it, but I'll agree to it.
I mean, I just don't think that.
He was a badass and he won a cool duel, and we love him.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Tyrion, I feel like, gets a bigger win than Ned. Ned swung a big dick and he figured out his thing, but Tyrion.
I kind of think so. I think here. I think I've got it figured out.
Okay.
Let's see if you agree. Bobby B 1, Tyrion 2, Danny 3, Ned 4.
I'm with you. I don't know if I like it,
Okay.
but I think I'm with you.
Right. I mean, sometimes Daenerys is gonna be up there.
No, yes, definitely. And I'm trying to be objective here. She's still fine for now.
She is fine.
I would like to get Drogo on here. He's my boy. He's so damn cool. I don't know if I said that he's cool yet. But I
feel like there's some things.
just want to take Ned off for Drogo. I think you're right. I think he does enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I would hear your argument, but I would argue for Ned staying on over Drogo.
It's mainly just he's cool. I don't have much past that.
Okay, well then that's done.
Okay, fair enough. You know what? He was a very gracious gift giver too. How about that?
Yes, he was.
Crown for a king. So is that it? Is that our who be thrown in this week?
I think that's it. I think that came together a little simpler than I thought it would for how hard it was to think of who belongs.
Yeah, I
but-
think there was just a lot of non-movement from some of our players last week, so there were some easy ones to
Right.
pull down. So yeah, I think that's it for who be thrown in. Final tally here for the end of episode 6 is going to be, even though we questioned it a little bit, King Bobby B does retain his streak at number 1. Big jump from Tyrion being not on the list, jumps all the way to number 2, freeing himself from captivity. Daenerys Targaryen, she ate that horse heart real good. She ate it real good. And
she ate it. That gummy bear,
that gummy bear
stood no chance.
Yeah, no chance. Also, I think honestly the biggest win here is she's rid of her dipshit brother. That's a win. That's a big
Hell
win.
yeah.
Ned
Hell yeah.
Stark, the super sleuth and the big dick swinger, jumps to 4, and my fucking dude Braun, who big instrument. Tyrion would not be jumping up to his spot on 2 without our boy Bronn.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
shouts to him.
Yep.
He gets on the list at number 5, and that is who be thrown in.
Hell yeah. Hey, I want to take a quick second here. So, at the time of Scott and I recording this episode, none of these have gone up yet. But we have done a little announcing on the socials about it. And we've gotten some really overwhelming feedback and messages from you guys who are scrambling to catch up and watch more Game of Thrones to watch the show or listen to the show.
Oh, no.
And that's just so fucking cool. And we love you guys for that. So I just wanted to personally say that, earlier may have been a little flaccid. Right now, not so much. Not so much.
I'm always
Not so much.
fully
It's all
erect
thanks to you. It's all thanks to you.
at all times.
Wait, did you say you're always flaccid?
No,
at
I
all
said
times?
I'm always fully erect. You just
Didn't
can't
we
tell.
have a conversation about Blue Chew the other day?
Blue Chew. We did. Why did you ask me if I liked Blue Chew? Is that what you?
No, I asked you if you like Fuck, what did I
You
ask
just
you about?
asked me if I liked Blue Chew.
No,
That's what
definitely
happened.
not.
That's
What did I
definitely what
actually ask
happened.
you?
I don't know, but that's what I heard. You said blue.
No, I don't think I
You're
did.
100%. You said I can't remember. Blueberries. I don't
Whatever.
know. Because of my love for Blue Chew is why I'm always fully. I love it too much.
Dude,
I can't get enough of
that's
the
so
taste.
All right. We've got to wrap this thing up. Scotty, you got anything else?
No, get me out of here before I say anything else. I'm gonna regret.
All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate it so much as always. If you guys didn't know, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at We Don't Want a Pod. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be a part of the community. Interact. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know if you would rank somebody different on the Who Be Thrown In. Although it's probably wrong because we are the super legit. What is it? Super legitimate.
Super legit and definitive, I think.
And
is where we
definitive
landed, yeah.
breakdown here.
We
so,
know what we're doing. Obviously.
but we are curious. Let us know.
Based
what
on
you think.
that, moving those pictures around, we definitely know what we're doing.
Super legit. Oh my god.
So
we should add ultra professional
Ultra
to
professional.
that title
Yes,
line.
just keep making it longer every season until it's like
Titles.
ah. Yes, we'll get to that.
All right, fuckers. Thank you guys so much. We will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.